On the morning of June 27, the atmosphere was charged as constituents of Assin North eagerly joined long and winding queues to exercise their right to vote and select a representative for the upcoming 2024 elections. At precisely 7 a.m., the elections commenced simultaneously across the 99 polling stations within the Assin North constituency. A total of 41,180 registered voters actively participated, casting their ballot to choose a leader for the constituency. However, the peaceful voting process was interrupted by allegations made by the National Democratic Congress accusing the New Patriotic Party of distributing money to sway the votes of constituents. Swiftly, the MPP refuted these claims, denouncing them as false and accusing the NDC of spreading misinformation.
There's an ongoing money sharing by the New Patriotic Party has been written broad daylight. We've been here for so long as far as by-election is concerned. Yes, in the run-up to their campaign, they were sharing money. And we sent them caution that we don't want to see that during the election. And they never heard, they didn't take it into consideration. As we speak, they are still sharing. One voter take 200 Ghana. It depends. One voter take 100 Ghana. And it's quite unfortunate. Why is our democracy turning like this? Something that can be your civil rights, it's now turned to bargaining.
No, I've said that there's no substance in what they are putting across. We are not sharing any money. But what I think is that the NDC is rather preparing the grounds to reject the results. They are going to lose. They see imminent defeat staring them in their faces. So for that matter, they would want to put together this narrative and then say that, look, the MPP is sharing money and that is the reason why maybe they lost the elections. Look, they have lost the elections, that is it. We have not shared any money. I'm the national organizer. We have rather waged an effective campaign. We had just about 2 weeks to campaign. Our candidate has really proven that he is indeed popular because of his philanthropic nature. He's done a lot for the constituency. And then we as an MPP, we have also executed a number of projects in this constituency. We've been going around, myself and NADMO Director General, I've been going around from morning up to now. So far we can say that the atmosphere is very calm, it's conducive. We just have 2 more hours to go to end of polls. It is the expectation of every Ghanaian that these elections will end peacefully. And it is our commitment from the NPP that these elections will end peacefully. Nothing but peace, yes.
Amidst these political tensions, 2 individuals were apprehended for impersonating a community protection assistant and a military officer. Rumors circulated alleging the involvement of Member of Parliament for Assin Central, Kennedy Ohinie-Ejapong, in orchestrating the impersonation of the military personnel. In response, MP Ejapong vehemently denied these allegations, criticizing the NDC for disseminating false information instead.
The regional minister just showed it to me. I don't even know who that person is. But it's all over news that I have sent the gentleman, with uniform for what? I'm rather going around calming people down, because this is only one constituency. Why should there be violence? And I'm surprised. And then, I just heard this. That's what I was going to pursue, and I made a U-turn to come back and verify. I don't know the person. See, but what I will entreat the media to do is, you always have to verify. At least, if you give me opportunity as you are doing now, you know the truth before you carry it. Now, this damage all of you have done, how many people will hear my response?
At Assin Praso, a clash ensued between 2 groups of macho men believed to be the MPP and NDC sympathizers at Assin Praso DA school, resulting in gunshots being fired and brawls exchanged. 1 person got injured in the process. Here are some eyewitnesses speaking to the media about the issue.
Came here and then we met some people here trying to cause a mayhem. So we tried to calm the situation down. Later, we saw some force coming, and then Wuntumi was the lead. He was just here and trying to command his guys to go and beat someone here. So they chased him up here and they start firing guns. So they shot the individual? Yes, where the filling station is, just there. They fired the gun, but unfortunately, I don't know the guy. I think was being kakra. So the gun, they rushed on him and then they started beating him.
Voting started well within the hours of 11 to 12 a.m. Then we saw a black Land Cruiser with a top speed entering the area where the voting is taking place. Then the gentleman came out of the car and started running. We didn't know, and we didn't know the identity of that gentleman. So the police were able to stop him and were asking him. Few seconds, then we saw a pickup loaded with metro guys, believed to be ours. And so, not knowing that there was a scaffold that had taken place already at Presby School or the Presby Church. So, following that, the guy was being chased, so he ran to the police rescue where we were. Then our guys came, and then there was that macho man scaffold between the NDC and the MPP. Shortly, we got the matter resolved. But one of the gentlemen from the MPP side pulled up a sharp object and then destroyed 2 tires of our car.
How come we're having gunshots here, but you're not having gunshots
elsewhere?
What does it mean? It's an election. People want to intimidate our supporters. People want to scare from the morning to now. Huh? All the stronghold of the MPP.
Right.
There is tension there.
Right.
There is tension there. You take your time and go from Praso
right
to Enga. Look at what is happening there. The tension that is brewing over all these places. Surprisingly, when you go to NDC Stronghold, Basofinungo, the place is quiet, there is no tension there. And you have men in uniform who are supposed to make sure that there's law and order. How can people come here and be shooting? How can people come here and be slapping people left, right, center?
But Central Regional Minister Justina Marigold Assin has accused the NDC of fomenting trouble since the place is a stronghold of the MPP.
When we heard it, we got here, and in fact, it's true.
What was it?
Honestly, I don't know much about what happened. I just got to know that somebody was hurt by the NDC people. I don't know. I may not have the facts to that effect, so I cannot really speak to it. But whatever it is, this is an election, and this is not the first time we are voting in Ghana. We've been voting years. So this should not claim any life. If indeed we are Ghanaians and we are trying to exercise our franchise, we shouldn't kill anybody because we want to become an MP or whatever. So we should give people the chance to come about and then vote and vote peacefully. We don't want any intimidation. The policemen are here. I want to also commend them. We have a number of them over here to ensure that we have peace and everything is going on smoothly. So we entreat everybody who is coming here to vote to come and vote peacefully and go home. When it's time for them to come and count, they can come and witness it. There's nothing you can do about it.
However, the Central Regional Communications Officer of the NDC, Gabriela Tete, has refuted the claims, stressing that it is an orchestration of the MPP.
I believe that the witnesses have already told you the personalities who came into this polling station to come and incite violence. None of them was an NDC member. From what I have gathered, there was a black Land Cruiser that came to pass. It caused a bit of commotion because of the way the driver of the vehicle was operating the vehicle. It brought attention to the vehicle. Another vehicle came and crossed it. They got down. It turned into a free-for-all on the streets of Assin. How is that an NDC problem? How many black Land Cruisers do we have in the NDC party to be dropping macho men in the middle of the street to incite violence? The reason why they will do this is because, yes, this is their stronghold, and they've realized that the people have decided not to toe the line like blind sheep. So they've come to realize that they are losing their hold on this police centers. And so obviously they will incite violence to make people feel threatened, insecure, and will not want to come out to vote.
So we'll still stay with this story as we bring you our special coverage of the Assin North by-election, and we know that the collation is currently underway in the Assin North elections after voting officially closed at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Now, residents thronged the centres to observe sorting and counting amidst jeers and cheers as count for each aspirant was announced. Let's take you live to Assin North. We are joined by our Central Regional Correspondent, Calvis Tete, to give us the latest from the Collation Centre. Calvis, if you can hear me and see me, welcome to our continuous coverage of the Assin North by-election. What is the latest with regards to collation?
Well, Vivian, the Electoral Commission officials are still collating the results, collating the figures. We are waiting for them to give us the final figures as we speak. But currently, we have some leading members of the new National Democratic Congress here in the Collation Centre. For the New Patriotic Party, I have not seen much of them here. We hear they are on their way coming. The Electoral Commission officials are still collating the figures. There is tight security outside, so not anyone can get access to the Collation Centre. Before you get to the Collation Centre, I think there are 2 or 3 blockades that you need to go through before you get here. They check your accreditation to ensure that you are qualified to be at the Collation Centre before you get here. So it's actually a difficult task getting here. So we don't find a lot of party people here. Those that matter are the ones we are seeing here, Vivian.
Right. So we can see much of the NPP folks there, but more of the NDC folks. What's the atmosphere like? It appears that it's more of the NDC who are continuing with the exercise.
Yes, Vivian, you know, the results that have come in already, from the results that we have seen already, the NDC seems to be winning in some of the areas. I believe is one of the factors that is contributing to not seeing the MP people here. Although the Electoral Commission has not officially declared the winner, but we are still hoping that the MPP people will be here to ensure that the process is successful. I have with me here the Member of Parliament for Buem, Honorable Kofi Adams, just here to speak to us. Sir, what do you make of today's process?
Well, today's process is a conclusion of a number of weeks of work that we did in this constituency since the announcement for us to come back again and seek the mandate of the people of Assin. They have spoken, and they spoke on the side of truth. We worked hard. We engaged them. We told them our story because we had a story to tell. We had a candidate that was so respected and loved by the people. We had a candidate that also respected his people. And so that alone was a plus for us. We deployed the right strategy on the ground, and we utilized the human resource available to us in sending our message. Our leader from Parliament also showed leadership, Dr. Kisela Tufosun, in terms of galvanizing all of us and picking material from within Parliament that he knows understand this game to help mobilize and lead that process. And at the end of the day, it had paid so well for us.
Well, then again, the figures that are coming in, what do you make of these figures?
Well, the figures is an indication because we have done so well in polling stations that I would say we used not to do well. Even when we won this constituency, both presidential and parliamentary, in 2012, we did not perform as good as we did this time around. And you know, in 2016, we lost both presidential and parliamentary. In 2020, December, we won parliamentary and lost presidential to the New Patriotic Party. This time round, we have done so well. Our votes reduced this by-election by less than 200, whilst MPP lost more than 2,000 votes as compared to what they got in the year 2020 December. So it should tell you something, that there's a trend. And I'm happy for the trend, and I'm happy that our strategy we adopted has worked for us. We just need to correct it, check a few things, and see how we can adapt it and push it to the national level and prosecute our 2024 campaign, adapting some of those strategies.
Well, James Jachikwesin is still in court. Should he be declared the winner? How is this thing going to play out? What is going to happen?
Well, we know the fact that you are in court doesn't make you a criminal. No. It is some people who decided that they are going to go to court. When you go to court, you have to prove your case. And we are waiting to see how they can prove their case. Everybody knows, and the evidence is there, that right in November 2019, James Jachikwesin submitted his Canadian passport and requested for the renunciation process to begin, which normally doesn't take any long time. We all know if there had ever been any government in the world that have used COVID as an excuse for their failed performance, for their monumental failure, which is not the case though, then it is the New Patriotic Party of Ghana that have used COVID as a major excuse. One is wondering why that same party in government using COVID as an excuse feels that COVID cannot be a reason why another country did not attend to someone's documentation as quickly as they should do. James Jachikwesin didn't hide anything from anybody. The Electoral Commission knew at the time they were allowing him to contest his status, submitted his documentation. They saw that he received his certificate in November of 2020, even though he had presented same in November of 2019. So they knew he never lied to anybody. At the time he took his oath to become a member of parliament before Mr. Speaker, the Speaker of this country, as enshrined in the Constitution, he swore that oath as a Ghanaian and not as a Canadian. So we are waiting to see what will happen, what they are going to be proving, what ingredients they will be proving in court. So we are more than convinced that the whole arrangement was intended to put fear in the Assin people. It is not because they had any case. It was an arrangement to put fear in the Assin people that, oh, you love Kwesin so much, so don't vote for him, because if you do, he will go to jail. The president himself constituted himself into a court and came to Assin here to announce. Can you imagine? This is a president who has presented himself as a lawyer and a human rights fighter, not knowing all that was charade. All that we have known of this president was charade. To come so desperate, needing to win, to lead an attack, as the president who swore oath to abide by the Constitution, to conclude that a citizen of this country who is seeking a right to represent his people will be jailed. Can you imagine? But we know that not only the God we serve, but the good people of this country will let conscience and justice prevail, as the people of Assin North have done.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Well, so that is the member of parliament for Will, who's there right there as we spoke to him. According to me, he's hoping that the Electoral Commission in some few hours' time or some few minutes' time would declare James Jachikwesin the winner of this election.